Well, 5:30 on a Friday. Yeah, we're trying to get the weeds as far out as we can. That's why you see a vine hanging. Spraying beans. And that's why you'll see what fucking broke earlier too behind the shop, because I got a little too close to the edge and apparently there was something more than a twig there. You know, that cable there that brings the outer part in, that's got that gear with the chain. Yeah, well, the outer part didn't break loose like it was supposed to when I hit something, and pop went the chain. So yeah, so I spent an hour probably at least fucking with that, and when it came time to put the bolt back, I'll show you later. I know it would have made great content to just put the mirror or the magnet there and show it to you. I should have put it in the shop, then I would have had a project in the shop, right? Yeah. But we'll get a little of the roadside for the town so they don't have to mow as much. But alright, shutting you off for now. So for those that have asked, yes, now is when I use the foam markers. So yes, I get a little overlap, or I get a little that I end up having a little tiny strip of weeds. I try to get a little overlap, but that's what I'm doing right now. You can see the foam chunks out there, but the beans look good. So do the fucking weeds. Probably should have started spraying 2-3 days ago, but every day it's, you know, when you're between 90 and 100, chance of thunderstorms, and then they hit and miss all around you. We got 4/10 a couple nights ago, I guess, and that was all the thunderstorms that we got. Today was supposed to be horrible. I finally, about, I don't know, 4 o'clock, said piss on it and started mixing up some spray, or 3:30, whatever. Oh, excuse me. Maybe it was 4 when I started, and then, you know, within, I don't know, 5 minutes I was done and had to start fixing. So yeah, that's what it does. She shits out the foam, and I look out the window and try and keep myself even with it like I am right now. I've done it for years, so it's not horrible. Yes, I know, for some of you, why don't you get GPS? Yeah, I know. If I ever trade this sprayer, maybe I will. Keep running it into trees and it keeps working though, so. But like I said, the beans don't look half bad. So does the mare's tail, like that one. But I'll bet you in a couple of days though, spraying this in less, them bastards will be folding up. Alright, coming to the headland, so gotta put you down. Alright, some of you might say, boy, you drop a lot of soap. Yep, I do, because one, I wear glasses, so the eyes aren't that great to start with. I know some people drop them every 50, 100 feet, but also when you're doing this in 90 plus degree weather, it don't take long. This is a short field, so it don't bother. But you get into a long field, it don't take long for that soap to dissipate. So a 2.5 gallon jug of soap, pretty cheap. So yep, I drop a lot of soap. Alright, another one done. The piece behind my house, that corn, which is the test plot, because there's the shop, it's probably waist high now. That shit is just flying. Oh, and by the way, for those that have asked, right there you can kind of see, but there's the headland. So for everybody that asks, you know, oh man, you run corn over when you turn, doing anhydrous and whatnot. If it's still smaller and pliable, as I call it, it stands back up. So you pretty much struggle to see. I will leave the camera on for a minute because, you know, today has been such exciting content. Couldn't do this in the shop if I wanted to anyhow. I don't know if I'm repeating myself. I don't fucking care. 48-foot shop, 60-foot booms, had to have it folded out. That wouldn't have, that program wouldn't have worked there. Oh, John what's your last name? Farewell or Farwell or whatever. That, you know, there's no projects in my shop. I'm not a busy guy. And then the other guy, I can't think of his name. I'm not busy because I'm just a fat, lazy, part-time crop farmer now. So, yeah. You animal farmers. Been there, done that. See, that's one thing I've noticed about the younger generation. They apparently seem to think that as, you know, we get older, you know, like Doofus said that, well, I don't understand when the older generation farmers, average age of farmers is 67, which is 57. You know, they shouldn't be mean to us young guys. But the young guys seem to think that us older guys ought to fucking work just as many hours as them, or else, you know, shit ain't right. Okay, for you non-farmers, see how that corn's kind of curling a little, and yes, you can kind of see the spots right there. That's the mechanism I was talking about. No, I'm not going to get out. It's 6:25 at night. And give you a close-up or anything. But maybe tomorrow when it's hot, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But it curls itself up to protect itself from the heat when you get, you know, 5 straight days in the 90s like we've had. It's never ending. Never fucking ending. So we'll be going around that so we don't fuck up the boom again. But I don't know if it's a whole tree or a tree limb or what, but yeah, it looks like another ash tree. Small one that's broke off. It's just gonna keep happening all around. When you got woods, and you got ash trees, and the ash pour is as bad as it is. I told Barb, by the time we get to harvest, we'll find 4 or 5 more ash trees laying in fields. That's just gonna be the norm every year now, with the way they're dying. Yeah, it's almost 7:30. That's the thermometer in the shop. Yeah, reads about 95. Yeah, it's hot. And there's like zero, well, I won't say zero, but there's a light breeze, I guess. I'm not doing any more tonight. So, if I hadn't fucked up and had the problem I had, I'd probably have time to go do another tank full. But I don't like spraying in the dark, obviously, when I'm using foam markers. But that, and I just made sure my mother goes to bed early, so I just took care of that needed taking care of to make sure she's in her room and safe for the night and whatnot. So, but walking out here into the test plot, I mean, you know, holy shit, we're talking, it's above my waist now. So here's my boobs. The leaves are almost up to my boobies. So looks pretty damn good. And as it's getting into nightfall, it starts uncurling as it starts getting a little cooler. Yeah, a little cooler, not a whole lot, but yeah, pounding the old anhydrous on her, that did wonders. So, and now you non-farmers can see what I'm talking about when you stand here and look up through, like right here, obviously you can, when we're this close, see between the rows, still see dirt. But when you look up through there and see the leaves touching from each row, that's what I mean by canopy. So, and that keeps your weed pressure down. So you're not going to get a new crop of weeds growing because it's going to always be shady, at least until fall. So I got to look in my book. AJ Osborne was just texting me. He's a farmer on YouTube. It is what it sounds like, I-A, and then the word farmer. They've been getting piss pounded with rain. He's in Iowa. I keep track, obviously. Where's my book? So for June, we ain't had a whole lot. So let me look You can stare at my ugly face for a few minutes. Oh, that's May. Gotta get into June. Gotta get into June. Alright. So far in June, I've had 0.35, 0.7, 0.85, and 0.4. So 1.25. 1.25, 1.25 inches of rain. Today is the 20th of June, right? No, today is the 21st of June. So in 3 weeks in June, I've had 1.25 inches of rain. So I told AJ I'd take an inch of that off his hands, but I don't want the piss pounding storms that they've been having, because oof. He just texted me a few minutes ago and said now they're in a tornado warning. God bless you. I mean, I hope everything is, you know, good. And Jeff Remo, who's in Southwest Illinois, who had the same kind of spring we did with lots of moisture, he ain't had shit for rain. He's the One Happy Farmer on YouTube, if you want to check him out. He ain't had shit for rain in the month of June. So, I mean, that's what we deal with. So for the haters that, you know, well, you guys are always fucking complaining. It's either too wet or too dry. Well, as I've stated in previous videos, be thankful when you get your paycheck on Friday that the weather really doesn't affect whether you get paid or not. So, because this is just another one of the fucking stressful things that we deal with. Now, I'm not bitching and complaining. We could use an inch of rain, obviously, because that stuff looks pretty good. And it's really survived this week straight of, you know, well, I just showed you the fucking thermometer. So, all right, tomorrow morning we're loading beans at 10:30. Yes, I know it's Saturday, but they're going to New Jersey to be put in a shipping container and, you know, exported. So they want to take them Monday, so we're loading tomorrow. And then depending on the weather, I'm going to spray more beans. Sunday sounds like our best chance of rain. So tomorrow supposed to be like the last 2 or 3 days. You know, they show you on the news radar blowing up. Oh, we're gonna get all sorts of rain, and then not a fucking thing happens. But yeah, they get paid to be wrong all the time, those people. All right, so before I go in the house, this is what I was gonna show you. So that chain that hooks onto both sides of the cable there, that rolls out your last section of boom when the booms go out. Well, that's a brand new piece of chain. I counted the links on that one. I tried to fix what was there and put some links in. That just wasn't happening. And I keep 10-foot rolls of 40, 50, 60, 60 heavy on hand. That was a 50. So, but when it having to put it back together, getting the inside cable, which I've loosened them up some. Ooh, hey, but you never tighten down the nut there, Skippy. I gotta write myself a note for morning. It's a lock nut, so it ain't going anywhere, is what little bit that I put it on. But and this turnbuckle tightens and yada yada yada. But that was a two-person job to get that back in after adjusting this as far as we could without the rods coming out. So Barb and I had to like muscle this back together to get the bolt in. You always forget one thing, and that's what I forgot, to tighten that. And of course, when it happened and then this outer part of the boom comes slamming in, it broke this that holds this up, this piece here. Yes, I carry all this shit on hand. I have it, but I wasn't gonna fucking waste another, 20 minutes or so. So I did the old zip tie routine. If it rains Sunday, I can pull it in the shop and I don't have to unfold it to do that. So, because I can get this thing out of my way enough to be able to put a new one of them on. So that was our tragedy of the day. But yes, I need to write myself a note. Tighten bolt in morning before you do any more spraying. Glad I came over to show you that. So does this count I mean, it's kind of in the shop, so I can fix that. I got the little plastic bolt. Yeah, it's the only thing I love the sprayer. I think Hardy makes good sprayers, but I don't know, sometimes plastic, because that's what it looks like. It's a little plastic, this bolt that's in my hand goes up in there, and then this thing screws on top. Of course, you know, I wouldn't be wasting my time doing this if I hadn't winged a tree limb and broke it, so yeah, that's on me. I'm also saturated because we just loaded a load of beans and we're down to the sweep arm, so alright, I gotta fix this and then go start spraying beans. No, I'm not gonna try and figure out a place to put the magnet there so you can see what I'm doing. So I will show you this. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's two Phillips head screws there. So basically I just got to take them out to take this top half off, put the new plastic bolt in, put the top half back on. So no, I don't need to change the top half. I mean, I have them, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, as you can see, that little plastic bolt broke off. I'm not going to put a new top on either. I'm going to use the old top because there it is, and I unscrewed the broken piece from it. So as I was doing this, the reason why I stopped to do this, because I checked my phone because it ding-a-linged for a text, and AJ Osborne out in Iowa, the Iowa farmer on YouTube I was telling you about, just texted me and said they've had 6.6 inches of rain in the last 24 hours. Wow. The USDA says everything's great. Keep making them prices go down. Yep. Wake up, folks. Alright, I'll basically give you a finished product. All you gotta do is make sure. See how that's slotted? I don't know how well you can see it. But you gotta make sure you get that little square-headed bolt there up inside like you're supposed to, and get it in the slot where it needs to be so that it fits in the hole. Let's see if I can do this while holding a camera. Alright, so once I get that in there, I just screw this plastic top back on like so, and there you go. 5 or 6 minute fix. Probably should have left the zip ties on though. They were holding good, but that's how they're all hooked on, even the ones through the metal piece for the center booms. But yeah, now we can go fill it and spray some more beans. Actually, while I'm here in the shop, before I get started, let's do our dipshit segment. Okay. Oh look, I'm going to my videos, my last video, so that I can read something. And ScrewTube has decided to put fucking ads on my video again. Isn't that nice, bastards? Okay, so KCAA-TV. Yes, that's what it is. KCAA-TV. He is a doofus ass licker, just so you know. So if you go over there and read some of his comments, you know. But good grief, such a judgmental and profane bigot. If you think Trump is the answer, then you don't understand the question. Seldom do I find a farmer's story that exemplifies so much of the personality flaws that cause urban Americans to stereotype rural America. Shame on you and shame on your act. Sadly, it's probably not an act. So, of course, my reply was, KCAA-TV. What was mentioned about Trump in the last video? So there you go. It's that Trump derangement syndrome. That's, you know, do you ever notice they never say anything about Biden, how great he is? I never even mentioned Trump in my last video. But, and then of course, going back and forth in another comment, he said, I don't know why YouTube keeps suggesting your videos. I'm not subscribed. Yeah, you are. You know you are, you fucker. But anyways, but you don't have to be here. Go back over to Doofus and, you know, that's fine. Of course, then old TT, he, you know, our good friend TT, that's how it is, 2 capital T's,
who's actually on our hater whiteboard, who's been around for a couple years at least now. You know, he jumped right on old KCAATV's comments and, you know, started saying how, you know, I'm a fool and all this stuff. So, of course, my reply to him, too, was, let's see, you hate me, you hate my videos, you hate what I stand for, but yet you're here. I guess that makes you a fucking fool, too, right, libtard? So, I mean, whatever. And then there was one more, so we're going to have 3 this week for the, I got to find the comment. It was one that I had originally pinned, but then I had to pin old KCAATV. I think this person is Jim L. Come on, reception sucks out here today. But that's going to get better because apparently they're going to put a 150-foot tower I just heard about up at the motocross track next door. I'm sure there'll be people just a bitching about that. You know, I'm not gonna, and it's right next to me. So, because it'll help with our reception for cell phones. But, come on. Holy shit, we got the spinny death wheel here. I'm trying to get down to the dude's comment. Because all I have to do is look at the replies, and it was one that had multiple replies, kind of like, alright, I'm just going to turn you off, and when I finally get to it, I'll turn it back on. Okay, I found it. Jim L. Jim L, another one, kind of like KCAATV. Apparently you think you need to tell everyone Trump is the answer. I voted Republican many times, but possibly you've inhaled too much anhydrous. Again, another person mentioning Trump in a video where I never mentioned Trump whatsoever. Not even sure I really talked about politics in the last video, did I? I don't know. But that just shows you the Trump derangement syndrome out there, that these people, you know, these fools, as they like to call me, the fool, that it's amazing how much they hate the bad orange man, but yet you never hear them say one good thing about Sleepy Joe. So they'd rather watch the country go to fucking complete shit because of their Trump derangement syndrome and their hatred for the bad orange man. So who's the fool? I'm just asking. Who's the fool? You know, you shopping at a different grocery store than the rest of us? You got your own special gas station somewheres where it's back to $2? Just curious. How about interest rates? How about you go, you know, tell some young couple in their late 20s, early 30s who are trying to buy their first house how much better off they are today with interest rates, you know, what their mortgage rate will be compared to like 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah. So who's the fool? All right. And you know what? This video is long enough, so screw it. Here's your one more thing. If you come across, first of all, make sure you push it on the Grumpy Farmer apparel link. Get that "Are you getting it yet?" shit and shove it in people's face. Because if you come across the dipshits like these people, you know, I realize everybody, you know, not everybody's me. And people don't like to say things. People don't like to stir the pot. But you know what? This fucking November is really important. So it's time to stir the pot. Get in their fucking faces and ask them all these things, you know. Do they have their own special grocery stores and gas stations? And read the statistics that are facts, that people are spending an extra like $10,000 a year to fucking survive now than what they were 5 or 6 years ago. And ask them if that's really what they want. Do they want another 4 years of that bullshit? Yeah. And if they say yes, then tell them right to their face, you are a complete and absolute fucking moron. We'll see you in the next one.
Gonna give you a quick second more thing. It's about 6 o'clock. I'm quitting for the day. Yes, I'm just a fat, lazy part-time farmer. Just gonna quit at 6 o'clock on a Saturday. What the fuck is wrong with me? Anyways, field behind the shop. Basically 24 hours, a little less, or a little more than 24 hours. She's starting to curl already. So I'll be curious to see what it looks like in another 3 or 4 days. Whee, I'll show you. But we need some rain. Yeah, very hot. Getting very dry. I know, we go from one extreme to the other. You fucking farmers just always bitching. That was very hot this morning too, being in there. Yeah, we loaded a load of, we're down to the sweep arm. We loaded a load of beans at 10 o'clock this morning. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not. I put it on Instagram. Barb's ankle's been bothering her still, so she normally goes in and does the, shoveling behind the sweep arm and uses the leaf blower and whatnot, but I went in this morning. Yeah, I'm starting to feel it now too because of my allergies and the dust. But so anyways, I gotta get that put away, the anhydrous applicator sometime here in the near future. Put the 7230 on the brush hog. I got schooled by somebody. I should have put you as a dipshit too. It's called bush hog. What the fuck ever, Potato, tomato. I don't give a fuck what you call it. Weed cutter. How's that? But, oh, and TT? Yeah, TT's left a few more comments. Y'all gotta go back to like the last video, I guess, every week when I do my dipshits, and you'll see their comments. He's on the pinned one, but there's also one that's got like 10 or 12 comments, because I'm only allowed to pin one. So you just have to look at the pinned one and then look for one that has lots of comments. That was the original one I pinned until I pinned KCAATV. But TT made the comment, I'm sure Grillad MTG is on your side. Whatever. I mean, first of all, sides. There should be one side. Us, all of us, not wanting our fucking government to run us over like they're trying to do. But you know what? I'll take Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'll take Lauren Boebert, Jim Jordan, the Kennedy dude there from Louisiana. He's also funny. I think it's Louisiana. Correct me if I'm wrong. Over your fucking twat squad any day of the week. Especially seeing a couple of your twat squad hate this country because they're not originally from this country. So move here and then fucking hate us. But yeah, I'll take my side, as you call it, over your twat squad any day of the week.